We're talking about till now in Shinvav about doing malachas, telling a guy to do something after Shabbos, or yourself preparing for after Shabbos, the dabedover. So therefore, the Mechaber brings another halacha that's mutter to do l'tzarech mitzvah, because it's not really a malacha. The reason why we were matter the dabedover to tell a guy to do something after Shabbos, or for you to speak about doing something after Shabbos, is because the dabedover is not such a chamer d'ger isser. So the Mechaber brings down another case that's also mutter on Shabbos, since it's not such a chamer d'ger isser, so it's mutter l'tzarech mitzvah. So mutter limdaid b'Shabbos, you're allowed to measure on Shabbos. Medidish on mitzvah, a measuring for a mitzvah could go in limdaid im yesh b'mikvah mem so. To measure if a mikvah has in it 40 so, you have to use a mikvah on Shabbos. So you're allowed to measure the mikvah on Shabbos to make sure this mem so measuring is an isser d'Rabbanan on Shabbos for mat'il l'tzarech mitzvah. The same thing v'limdaid ezar, and to measure a belt. Misha who chayla, someone who is sick, v'lol chayish olav. It's mutter to have a medidish on mitzvah. They used to have a lachash. The ladies in those days used to be fluent in lachash, in things that took away sicknesses. And one of the things they did was they would measure the person's belt, and they would say a lachash on it, and the person would get healed. So that's also, to measure the belt, it's also mutter. Why? Because it's called the medidish al mitzvah, because it's to help somebody get better. To make somebody get better, it's called the medidish al mitzvah. That's the heter to use tamaminus on Shabbos, because it's called the medidish al mitzvah.
But isn't there an issue against refuah?
Yeah, so this is not issue refuah. Refuah is only when you're doing refuah with medicine.
This is
but
just
refuah skuli, a refuah skuli is mutter to do it on Shabbos.
Want to say something?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He says the Magen Avram, Tezayin Gam Limdoid, who had the Limdoid Chur, Im Yesh by Peseach Tefach, to measure a hole, to see if it has an opening of a Tefach, Tumah Nechnes Shama, Tumah goes through it. The law is if you have two rooms next to each other, in one room there's Tumah, so if there's a Tefach, a hole that's a Tefach wide and height and width and height and width, yeah, then it goes through, and the Tumah goes through. So if you want to measure to see if there's a Baseach Tefach, also you're allowed to do that. Even though you could leave the house with a Makom, Kimin Shemoidid Shiur Torah, since he's measuring the share of a Torah, they have a uvda the chel. It's not called an uvda the chel.
Does a tefach, how many inches is that? Or?
A tefach is around 3-4 inches. Yeah,
3-4 inches.
Yeah,
Right, that's like
3.5, 3-4.
Right.
So you're allowed to measure, such a measuring you're allowed to measure on Shabbos to see if there is a Paseach Tefach, because anytime you're measuring Shiur Torah, it's mutar, Mishbru brings down. The same thing would be if you have Isser that fell into Heter, and you want to measure it to see if there is Shir Levatel, to be Mevatel it. Look at the Mishbru over here, it's Sifkot in Laman Hay. Towards the end, he says, "V'hu adin lemuta limdayt k'dei l'shayir shir shishim levatel eze iser the kiven do l'islamad dei heira lehavak uvda d'chayil." Anything that's for a mitzvah is not called uvda d'chayil, and you're allowed to measure it on Shabbos.
Is the assumption that you need that achila on Shabbos, or
I love that, no.
so you can even measure for something that's
Yeah.
after Shabbos?
I guess so, yeah. Kasva Toisvis. This whole heter is only because medida is not really an isser. It's only, it looks like uvda the chel, therefore it's also to do it on Shabbos. But anything else, loy. You're not allowed to do it. So that's why this halacha is brought down in Siman Shin Vav. We're talking about things that are mutter to do on Shabbos l'tzarech mitzvah that are not such an isser. Therefore, it brought down the halacha of medida also. It's mutter to do it on Shabbos. Now the Magen Avram comes to the side halacha. We'll go through this Magen Avram quickly. Kosav Turchash Mishpat Siman Ayin Gimel Shem Rosh Zal Ruvain Nishba Lefreya L'Shimin Mona b'Zayin ben Nissen. Ruvain made a shvua that he's going to pay up Shimon. He owes him a Mona, and he makes a shvua he's going to pay him up b'Zayin ben Nissen. In Lipa, he didn't pay him up yet. The Ira Oisa Yoyim b'Shabbos, and that day came out on Shabbos. Tzarech Lichtenstein mashkin shav Mona. He has to give him a mashkin, a collateral for the chayv shav Mona b'Yom Shabbos l'kayim shavu asay. Why? The shavar kesef kesef v'chefte shemayim hu shavar kesef is a din like kesef. So if it's worth a Mona, it's as if he paid it up, and it's chefte shemayim hu sheikayim shavu asay. Why is it called chefte shemayim? Because he made a shvu is going to pay him up, and now he's able to pay him up by giving him the mashkin. Kosev Rabbi says if the F Shaloim she'af harosh le'amar she'yei today shvuasam and it says a mashkin elok yesheshamu oisa says the Rosh by just giving the mashkin you didn't fulfill your shvu. Your shvu was to pay up. Giving a collateral is not called paying up unless you evaluated the collateral and now you know that it's worth the amount of the chayv, so it's as if you paid it up. V'nasan le'b'toy shuma. He gave it to him as a payment. It was evaluated for the right price. The figure chutzach levakish heter. Therefore, he needs a heter from the chefta shemayim hu. The ilu einay nice b'toy Spiro, and you don't have to evaluate it. Mishnah shleimahu. It's a first Mishnah that it says in the Mishnah of V'meinam Aminoy Maniach Talise Olav. You give a mashkin. So basically, the Rosh is saying here is you're allowed to go ahead and make an evaluation on something in a mashkin to see if it pays up the chayv. The evaluation of the mashkin is the isser. It says if you are measuring or that's the isser on Shabbos. It looks like mechak memper.
So how can somebody give a mashkin because it's an element of
no? So a mashkin without evaluating it, without making a shuma, is no. So you're not doing anything. You're not no medid over here. No, you're not saying how much it's worth.
Yeah, but you're making a kinyan.
No, you're not making a kinyan. You're not making a kinyan of the mashkin. You give it to him. It's not his the mashkin.
So basically,
you're not kind of the mashkin on Shabbos.
So you say that basically the mashkin has to be worth less than the chol because otherwise we show it paying off. But let's say the mashkin is worth way more.
No, so we'll see soon. The mashkin is worth way more. We'll see in a second. If you know for sure it's worth way more, then you don't need a shuma. We're talking where you have a mashkin, you're not sure exactly how much it's worth. So if you give it as a mashkin, then you don't care how much it's worth. But if you want to pay up the chayv, because you made a shavua that you're going to pay up the chayv, then you have to evaluate it, see how much it's worth.
And this is only if there was a shvua made at the time of the
that you're going to pay up by Zayin Nissen, and Zayin Nissen falls out on Shabbos. So the Rosh says, you're allowed to evaluate it to mekayim your shvua.
So it doesn't have to be the for or mitzvah or something. It could be any kind of cloth.
Any kind of cloth, yeah. The Dvar Mitzvah is to keep your shvua.
To keep the shvua, okay.
Yeah, that's a Dvar Mitzvah.
But I mean, is it a formal? In other words, if I just say, lend me $100 and I'll pay you back on Zayin Nisan, or does it have to be a formal shvua?
It has to be a formal shvua. It has to be a formal shvua. Even though we know Priyas Chayv Mitzvah, the pay up a Chayv is a mitzvah, but the day you pay up Lav Dafka, it's a mitzvah to pay up that day. So if it falls on Shabbos, you pay up on Sunday. If you made a shavua that you're going to pay up by Zayin Nissen, now you're not keeping your shavua, so then it's already a mitzvah to pay up on Shabbos.
Right, but you really shouldn't make the shavua on Shabbos.
Right. No, you shouldn't. The shavua wasn't made on Shabbos. Shavua was made
before.
Before, shavua was made a month ago.
It's really usher to do.
Yeah, he didn't realize. He didn't look at the calendar.
Right.
And it fell out. Zayin Nissen fell out on Shabbos.
Right.
Yeah, if he looks at the calendar, he should make the shavua that the day of payment should be on Shabbos.
But let's say he did the shua that he's going to pay money. At Zayin Nisan, it's a Shabbos, he cannot pay the money. Can he be like, I'll pay tomorrow? Or can he make it?
The shua is over on the shua. You can't pay money. Here we're only matter shuma, which is medida, which is, as I said before, it's a shvacha isser. It's a kaldika isser. But to go ahead and take money and pay up, you can't do that on Shabbos.
No, but can he get it a day extra? Because it's a Shabbos.
No, the shua is a shua.
No, or just the opposite. I mean, like, you don't break the shvua if you pay it a day early.
Right? Yeah, you can pay early.
Only yes.
So I'm saying, if you could pay it early, how do you get a heter to pay it, to do something like this on Shabbos?
You should have reels on a Friday.
You should pay it early. You got to weigh out, right?
You should have reels on a Friday. Yeah, okay, you're right. Chatchila probably should have done it on Friday.
Yeah.
I guess it's only a case where he didn't chap, and then Zayin Nissen comes Shabbos. 1 second.
It's too late.
It's Zayin Nissen. Now today, and I made a shvuah. I guess that's the case. Yeah, if you realize it on Friday.
Friday was
Yeah, once you realize it before on the Friday, there's no head to push it off the Shabbos. It's when you're stuck. So the question is, can you go ahead and make a shumah? So the Rosh says you can make a shumah. So it says, Pizah pasuk Shulchan Aruch Sham Lahatir Hashuma. According to this Rosh, the Shulchan Aruch, the Mechaber in Chesed Mishpat, is matter to do the Shuma on Shabbos, V'asma matter af hamedida, even to measure it. And the Magen Avram doesn't like the heter of the Beis Yosef coming from this Rosh. Why? The Rosh may be raya with the shari l'shadach tinoik for the lamdoi umnis. Kavachomer shemut l'freya b'Shabbos l'kayim shavuasa. Ad kal l'shayner. The Rosh makes the kavachomer. You're allowed to be mishad the chabanos on Shabbos. We had last week. You're allowed to go ahead and teach your kid umnis on Shabbos, or not to teach him, to speak about hiring somebody to teach him an umnis after Shabbos. V'im kein daya lovim and adil niyas kenidid. To hasem osa lahaskir, you're now going to mention an amount. We said last week that even though you're allowed to be mishadach as a bonois, or you're allowed to speak about hiring somebody to teach your kid an umnis, we spoke last week that you can't go ahead and say an amount how much you're going to pay him. That's really awesome. The only heter we were mat is v'daber dover, but the same amount is done with the mekach memchim. That's very awesome. When it's cost of sivav, can we siv gimel also haskell schum mekach. When tam cost of mag mishnah, she'en b'ktzitza mitzvah el atzalas b'moyne akan l'shaynoi. If you're saying an amount, figuring out an amount, there's no mitzvah in that. It's just trying to save your money that you're not giving too much. V'im kein hachaname yitin lei metaltalin. Instead of making an evaluation of the metaltalin, give him metaltalin that's worth much more than the chayv. So what's the heter to go ahead and evaluate how much you're giving him? Says the Magen Avram, he argues on the Rosh, on the Mechaber. So it's tarach shuma medida. V'gam Rosh chasav achaz achakach v'zel l'saynoi shuv amru shenishba latzin moiz v'lemashkin. Mash mit chila amashiten the beteris mashkin. But the hutach learn the chefte shemayim who hayno mishum the ein poirim b'Shabbos campaign b'chayim Shabbos a fill litre mashkin also in loyal tzarek Shabbos. When it's involved, so he learns the whole Rosh differently than Magen Avram. He says the reason why it would be also on Shabbos is you can't even give the mashkin on Shabbos to pay a b'chayv. Even the mashkin you can't give without evaluating it. The Beis Yosef learned the Rosh. The problem is that you're allowed to give the mashkin, but must be you're evaluating it because otherwise, what's the issue? The Magen Avram says you can't give a mashkin on Shabbos. The only time you're allowed to give a mashkin on Shabbos that you bring from the Mishnah, manich talise olav, that's only if you need it for Shabbos. The Parayim Chayv, you don't need it for Shabbos, and therefore will be awesome. Nearly says the Magen Avram, the Shuma Amedida Asev Aimi Yadei Seberesh Lam Tesivav. Venerally, the im yesh loy mois yidnenu loy. The achom, if he has money, he's allowed to give it through a goy. When it's cost of similar shenzayin sifhei, v'im ein loy mois, yem la akom lashom, tell a akom a goy to evaluate it. Yidisa b'sin hedge naf yidalent. Hayasek k'mar shekos of simen tavkov sheyem zeh kli shavar k'mar zeh l'machmasa yishimu oisa yishimu oisa you'll evaluate it tomorrow. Kitza, after the whole Magen Avram says there's a case over there. We say it was matter to give a mashkin on Shabbos and to evaluate it, and the Magen Avram says you're not allowed to evaluate it, or you're only allowed to give it if it's worth much more to pay up the chayv. But evaluation on Shabbos would not matter to pay up a chayv.
What is the meaning if he has like
if he has money in his house,
right,
to pay up the chayv, he's allowed to tell a guy to go give it to him. Because there's only an issa mir la'akum, and the guy, what's the guy doing?
But what's he going to do with the money? You can't give it to the other person.
You give it to the Jew.
Or put it down in his kotzer or something?
Put it down in his house. Yeah, put it down in the Jew's house. You tell the guy to go ahead and bring him the money.
Yeah, that was my problem. About Amir Lakum, basically you're telling him to...
Yeah, but what's Amir Lakum for what? Even to give him the money...
To take the money, to go into his house.
It's also, it's all
that's also to shkos to shkos. Yeah, it's a shkos to shkos.
Right, so...
Yeah, so shkos to shkos, so Yechiel.
Right.
Fine. Sif Tes. Chet, sorry. Hirav Asaka Mutter, you're allowed to be Maharir. So we said till now that for David Dover, you're not allowed to speak about your Asakim, you're not allowed to speak about your business on Shabbos, but Tzarech Mitzvah, you're allowed to speak about it. But Hirav Asaka, to think about it, Mutter. A person is allowed to think about his business on Shabbos. Mishum Oynik Shabbos, Mitzvah Shelo Yakshav Behem Klal. Because of Oynik Shabbos, a person should not think about his business on Shabbos at all. They have to rest. It should be in his eyes as if all his work was done before Shabbos. If you look at the Mishnah Berurah here, it brings an interesting drasha. First of all, Lamed Ches, the Mishnah Berurah says, Sikon Lamed Ches, Mitzvah Shelo Yachshav, he should think about his work on Shabbos. If he's thinking about it, he has worry, he's worried about his business on Shabbos, so the level here of Hirav Asaka means you're just thinking about your business. When you think about it, you don't have worry. Everything is running smoothly, Baruch Hashem, so you're allowed to think about it on Shabbos. It's better not to. But if you have tirdo when you think about it, then it's very awesome. Because then when you're ruining your Einik Shabbos. That you can't do. You can't ruin your Einik Shabbos. So what's the issa to think about it? V'hi ve'einov. V'chel b'mechilta, Parashat Yisrael. Sheishish yam etavoid. V'asitza kol malachtecha. You should do all your work. V'chi efshel la'adam. Lasa is kol malachta v'sheishish yamim. Is it possible to do all your work in 6 days? You're not finished yet. Still plenty of work to do. Ella, Shavois, rest, Ke'ilu kol malachtecha asuya. Comes to Shabbos, make believe all your work is done, and don't think about it on Shabbos. Funny story said about Gedolim, people who were chashva, people who came to Shabbos, everything was forgotten about. It's possible to do that. I'll tell you my knowing. But definitely, if it disturbs you when you think about it, you should try to push it out of your mind. I saw someone bring it down. I forgot where I saw it. How about the opposite? We have 2 levels here. Someone who thinks about the business, everything's okay, but just trying to think about it. Someone has teared this away from his business. They have a 3rd level. A person who's so much liach, whenever he thinks about a business, he gets happy. Einik Shabbos. So I saw someone bring it down. I forgot where I saw it. If a person thinks about his business on Shabbos, it brings him Einik, he should think about it. If anybody has to worry about that, let me know.
I saw in the Tamayam in Hogim, he says one of the Mikaris for the minhag of eating farfel is because he says on Shabbos you should look at his business as everything's for fun. In other words, it's
yeah. So it says the Mechaber weiter, Sif Tetz. Also leime la'akim she'el chutz l'tchum b'Shabbos acher krovi ha'meis. You're not tell a goy to go chutz l'tchum on Shabbos after krovi ha'meis she'yavod l'haspidoi to come to be masked with someone that died. Why? Because we said before, tzorchei ha'meis is mutter. What's mutter by tzorchei ha'meis? V'da b'dover. It means you're allowed to tell a goy to go after Shabbos. Or tell a yid to go after Shabbos. But to go on Shabbos, that's why the Amir La'achim, the guy is doing a malacha for you on Shabbos. That would not matter. That's the klal of the simon. The klal of the simon till now was, you're allowed, v'da b'dover, we push away for a mitzvah. But not every Shavuos. But not matter every Shavuos for a mitzvah. So here Kvuris HaMeis is called a mitzvah. So you're allowed to tell a guy to go after Shabbos. But to go on Shabbos, you're not allowed to tell a guy to go. Have a chayla. The talk of the Alma, a chayla that's very sick. And he says, Sheishalchu ba'ad kroivov vadai shari. That is mutter. Why? Because for chayla we matter things that will not matter for tzorchei hametz. Says the
Chaver Kedisha works on Shabbos?
Chaver Kedisha works on Shabbos, right?
Yeah.
Not in Israel.
It depends for what. There's certain things they have to do. They have to shave. They get shaving, right? Or they,
Right.
whatever they need to do on Shabbos.
Washing or whatever.
What?
Washing.
No, they can't do on Shabbos.
No, but the watch.
No, that's after Shabbos.
Right.
That you don't do on Shabbos.
But you have to watch.
Watching, yeah. Watching. I think they're washing.
Oh,
No,
No, watching, yeah.
Watching is
They're
okay.
allowed to do.
Yeah.
Nothing wrong with that on Shabbos.
In fact, that's the mitzvah, isn't it?
Yeah, it's part of it. Yeah. The cover I made is the Shabbos about it.
Yeah.
The cover I made is this whole Shabbos what you can Chal Shabbos for. That's a pashut. Let's say in a Reish hospital they want to do an autopsy, whatever it is, you want to stop them. So there's already questions why you're allowed to do on Shabbos. Because for Kfuras HaMeis, we're not mattered every Shabbos. We're only mattered v'da b'dover. The guy should do a malacha for you on Shabbos. That's so simple.
And then they can't go and dig the. We learned it where they can't go and
Sure
dig
they can't
the grave on Shabbos. Somebody say hi.
Yeah.
They're not allowed to do that. But we learned that
we had Shin Chafei. Yeah, the guy digs on Shabbos.
Right. You can't use the. You can't
use the oilam.
Right.
Yeah. Says the Bang of Rami Zayin, also loimer, v'dafka loimer last says achar Shabbos mutter. Once we stand before it, only to tell them to do it after Shabbos is mutter. Kamashkatza Sif Gimel, aval last says bis Shabbos. The guy should do it on Shabbos. Afilu omer loimer erev Shabbos. Last says for Shabbos aser. Even if you tell the guy before Shabbos to do it on Shabbos, it's still aser. Afilu tzarich kala or meis. Why? Because we're not matter or shavus, a regular shavus for kala or meis. Vaday shari bar Yechiel, afil lahaskir kadesh let the tar of daite olav, even to rent somebody, to pay a guy to go get the kroivim is mutter. Why? Let the tar of daite olav because he shouldn't get how's the tar of daite in English? He shouldn't get
insane. Oh,
yeah. He
might lose his.
What?
I don't know what the.
Here means he should tar of daite olav means he shouldn't end up killing himself.
Yeah.
Should end up losing his mind to live.
Yeah, or losing his mind.
So therefore, you're allowed to be over a shvus. Here it says only a shvus.
Actually hire him. Actually give the guy money to go and take.
You hire him. I'm not give him money. You're allowed to be over a shvus. You're allowed to be over the raisa.
Right.
Here it says you're allowed to be over a shvus. Or the raisa you're not allowed to be over. Speaking of my first year, 1 second. Don't speak it on but only Shabbos is mutter by a chayla shesh b'sakana. So the Torah of Dati Allah. We're not talking about Mechal Shabbos to save his life. The Torah of Dati Allah is a different level. And of course, if you're going to save his life, you can be Mechal Shabbos. Yeah. Even for 1 minute, you'll be Mechal Shabbos. Right. This is not called saving his life. The Torah of Dati Allah is not called saving his life. It's a chashash. And maybe he'll end up going crazy and end up. I think the shul will say even
because
he'll kill himself.
That's you. That isn't the chole. Because the whole idea about that shilot shofta
is the chole.
No, I thought it's him.
No, that is the chole.
The chole should not be like get into a danger.
So it should be weak.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
So if he doesn't call his relatives, you're allowed to do that.
Yeah, it's a din in the chole.
Right, okay.
So Torah of if you know for sure he's going to die because the Ramadi allowed to be Mechal Shabbos.
Right.
The Torah of Daita is not definite that he's going to die from it.
Is it the same idea as like if you have a fire like Mohu?
Fire what?
Like let's say there's a fire, we have a klal of ish
Bol Amoyna,
yeah. The same idea?
No, it's different. By a fire, we say you can't go ahead and save things in the house too much because you're going to end up doing malachos darisis.
Right. But
that's
the idea
else.
is because the person is going to go.
No, because he's not going to think. It's the opposite. There, he's going to be so ball on the one, he's going to be over Isurim. He's going to go ahead and be over Isurim on Shabbos to save his property. Here's the opposite. Here, you don't want the person to become ball, it shouldn't die because of it. So a matter malachas to Rabbana. Malachas to Raisis, we won't be matter. But only because it's a shlot Torah Dati, but if it's a shaila of Pekuach Nefesh, everything is mutter b'fnei Pekuach Nefesh. Okay, weiter. Sif Yud. Lahachlef mashkin la'akim b'Shabbos, to switch a mashkin for a guy on Shabbos. Mutter imhu malbush, if it's something he wears. It's enu akim derech malbusha, the guy will take it out, wearing it. We have this at Shin Chaf Hey, that you let the guy come in. It says at Shin Chaf Hey, you shouldn't go ahead and give it to the guy. Let him come and do it himself. Switch it. You should not go ahead and give it to him. And it's only mutter and malbush where you can wear it out of your house. But if he has to carry it out of the house, then we never let a guy walk out of your house carrying something because it looks like you sent him. That was the klal we had at Shin Chaf Hey. We had also in Reish Nun Beis, I think it was in the beginning. You can't let a guy leave your house carrying something because it looks like you made him carry it out for you. So malbush where you can wear it, it's mutter. Kayud Aleph, mutter lichnas bayis be'eretz Yisrael. You're allowed to buy a house in Eretz Yisrael mena'akum b'Shabbos because it's a mitzvah. V'chaysim amala ba'akois, and you're allowed to do a chasim. You're allowed to sign it. It's not you, the guy. And you amala ba'akois and bring it up in their courts, in the goyish courts. Hagah shalahem, b'ksav shalahem. The einay asur rakmid rabbanon or mishum yishuv Eretz Yisrael lo gazru. Says the Ramah, what's the headed over here? Because the Yishuv Eretz Yisrael, it's a mitzvah to go ahead and buy any property you could from the goyim in Eretz Yisrael. Therefore, it's a mutter on Shabbos to buy the house from the goy. Obviously, you're not giving him the money. If you look at the Magen Avram, at the end of Sif Kotin, and it's Sif Kotin Chaf. We'll get back to the beginning soon. But all the way at the end, the Zel Shana Gons Hashri, page Beis the Marit Kotin, B'Shem HaVizerua, Ketzad the Voisa, Mare Loi Kisim Shal Dindrim, you show him the bags of money, V'akum Chosim, Mashma the Osir Litin Loi Mois. You're not allowed to give the guy the money directly. That you can't do. The guy is allowed to go ahead and take the money. You're not allowed to go ahead and give the guy the money on Shabbos.
Wouldn't this be something like the Haskira? Would I say it would be the same kind of thing as if I have a guy who can take it from me and go and give him the money, I can do that the same way that we
say. Yeah.
So you can do this.
Same thing, yeah. You get a guy to give it to the other guy.
Right.
Of course, yeah. You're not allowed to give him the money.
Right. In other words, if you wrote a check, let's say on Friday, and you left it on a
table, the guy's allowed to come here and take it.
You can just pick it up.
Correct.
But the act of purchasing a house requires documents to be signed.
So you cannot sign it on Shabbos. The guy signs
so
it.
You're not selling a house. You're not buying a house.
You are. The guy is signed. They told it to you.
But you have to sign as
well. What does the buyer have to sign? They paid. Today you have to sign.
Documents have to be signed.
Today you have to sign. Everyone has to sign thousands of documents when you buy a house.
Right.
It wasn't always that way. Used to be bought house. The guy.
That's the guy.
The guy is signing. Yeah, the Yid can't sign. Yeah, the guy is signing that he sold it to you.
So, but today you can't really practically.
Yeah, today's not Today's not for many other reasons. But the halacha is that the guy could sign. Why? Because it's a shvus. The guy is doing it, but the matter of shvus for Shabbos. Now the Ramah says, the Magen Avram says, the Ramah says that only b'ksav shalahem, in the guy's signature in their language. What's the mile of ksav shalahem? So if you look in the Mishnah Berurah over here, Tzaloch is not very practical, but there's one thing that does come out of it. If you look in the Mishnah Berurah, Sifkat Mem Zayin. See it, the Eini Aser, right? The Ramah says, B'ksav shalahem, the Eini Aser rak midrabanan. In their signature, in their language, it's only Issa D'Rabbanan. The writing is only Midrabanan. Sifkat Mem Zayin. Aksiva Zuhi Midrabanan. V'hav Shvus L'Shvus Ayde Eine Yehudi. It's a Shvus L'Shvus. The guy is doing it, and he's writing a ksiva that's only a ksiva Midrabanan. Right? That Issa is only Issa Midrabanan. Shemhachi Yetiru Mishum Yishuv Eretz Yisrael. Then says the Mishnah Berurah here, "V'ayim v'halacha shabi'anu the das oizerua das echidohi." The Zerua holds that writing in a different language is only an issa d'Rabbanan. The das echidohi v'ein la shum mokan b'shas. Chalapaitskim cholkin al zeh v'svida lehem the af b'ksav shalahem who issa deraisa. Even with their ksav, it's also an issa deraisa. The b'chol lashon chayv in this Mishnah. In Shabbos, you don't need a shvus to shvus, but matter one shvus because of Yishuv Eretz Yisrael. That's the machlokes here. There's a long beer halacha over here. If you have a chance to see it, you can see it. He goes to the whole sugya in Shabbos. The beer halacha argues on the Oizerua, and he holds that writing b'ksav shalahem is an issa deraisa. So nafkamina would be today, which comes up a lot.
Meaning
If you right, it's fine. The doctor wants to write a prescription on Shabbos. He's writing in English. So is it a shvus or is it a deraisa? So a matter shvus, let's say, for a chel. So you want a Jewish doctor to write in English or any language, not Lashon HaKodesh. Could he write? If you matter a shvus and it's a shvus, he could write. But according to the Be'er Halacha, he holds that it's not a shvus, it's Issa Deraisa. Writing in English is a regular Issa Deraisa, so there we're not matter it. Even for a chayla we're not matter it. Chayla shesh b'sakana, maybe you are. But chayla she'en b'sakana, where you matter a shvus, we're not going to be matter to write it. To get a goy to write it, that's a shvus. Not a shvus, the shvus, there's only one shvus. That'll be a practical nafkamina from this sif.
How is it used temporary ink in Israel on Shabbos? It
That's
should
different.
disappear after a while.
That's different. That's if it's called if it's called what's called. First of all, they're writing in Lashon HaKodesh.
Yeah,
They're writing in Hebrew.
yeah, but that's kind of disappearing ink, you know.
Yes, that's a different heter. That's maybe heter because that Davar Shechayama doesn't last. They find that Torah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Okay, let's see the Magen Avraham here quickly and see if Khan Chof. First a test. Lichtenstein bias to buy a house. When it says the chel galif sibulan aleph kasav shem rivash v'arash the aser lichtenstein elok shekana me'erev Shabbos. Oz mutar leim l'achim lichtei b'Shabbos. He argues in the whole halacha. He says the rivash and the rosh hold you're not allowed to buy. You're not allowed to do a kinyan on Shabbos. A kinyan on Shabbos, even from a goy that Yisrael is aser. The only heter was when you did the kinyan before Shabbos, and now what you got to do is sign the papers. The goy is allowed to sign the papers on Shabbos. But to go ahead and do the kinyan on Shabbos, he holds is also. Chof Eretz Yisrael, the Surya Eretz Yisrael, Davazeh, Surya is called Eretz Yisrael. The Gemara Perikam and Gittin, we'll go for this Magen Avraham very quickly. Diktik, Harambam Mekasel, Davazeh, the Ilu, Medina, all the halachas, Surya, Chutz La'aretzi. Surya has to do like Chutz La'aretzi, Chutz La'aretzi, Beshel Cheshrumas, V'Zal Shoinai, Aram Narayim, Aram Tzoiva, Achala, V'Chiyetziva, Iraq, Iran, all these places, Haman Akram, Surya. The Einan Keretz Yisrael, the Nala Keretz Yisrael, V'Achal Surya, Medina Seifrim, everything is like Surya, only Medina Banan. Ezeo Surya, Meretz Yisrael, Lamata, connected to Ram Narayim, Ram Tzoiva, Kol Yad Pras Ad Bovel, Kigoyin, Damesek, V'Achlav, Choron, Migvav, all these places are much what you are on today's maps. Chiyetziva, Archinar, what?
Damascus is still there.
Damascus is still there.
Yeah. Damascus is still there, yeah. Damascus. I don't know, Achlav and Choron.
Chalav is there also. Achlav is Chalav.
Achlav is Chalav?
Yeah.
Okay, fine.
Chel.
Fine.
Chel.
But these aren't, which way are those? Those are east.
So you can buy Asad Palace on Shabbos.
Yeah, but those are east. He's talking about south over here, I think, no? Yeah, I'm not sure. Harei Surya, Aval Aku, Chutz La'aretz K'ashkel, Akal Hashem, V'kamokim Tzorchiyim, V'abrais Esfila Kibush Yochid Shmei Kibush. So the Magen Avraham is asking basically Kasha. The Rambam says that all these things are called Eretz Yisrael. The Bryce that says it's called Eretz Yisrael is because he holds Kibush Yochid Shmei Kibush, V'imken also Littlehem Chaniyah. Kibush Yochid means what David HaMelech was Chavish. It's called a Kibush and it's called Eretz Yisrael. And therefore, also Littlehem Chaniyah B'karka. You're not let them live in these lands. The Rambam pasuk the kibush yachol lo'ishmei kibush. The Rambam himself holds that it's not called a kibush or it's not called Eretz Yisrael. Lama nitched rabbanon afnei rabbanon. Why is it matter? The Eliezer kashat amaskina b'yerdei kufan aleph. Rafil lechatchila moichrim batam la'akam b'surya. The kavachamish lo'liknais mehem b'Shabbos v'tzarich iyin. So he belongs to Magen Avraham and the Rambam. Why the Rambam was matter to go ahead and buy houses in Syria. Syria, the Rambam holds, is still Chutz La'aretz. It's not Eretz Yisrael. What will be the heter? Again, today I think all these places are not gay for us anyway. Barely we have Shlita.
I don't think we want to buy Syria now because after the bombing, it's not worth
They give you for free.
even one penny.
They give you for free.
I know so gay to buy a house in Eretz Yisrael on Shabbos from a goy. It has to be from a goy.
You can buy
From another Yisrael.
Actually does, because if you say to the Golan, where it is right now,
Yeah,
if you're buying a house from a Druze,
from the Jews there.
Druze.
there,
That could be Eretz Yisrael. Golan is probably called Eretz Yisrael.
right?
Yeah.
The one is
Okay.
Even Syria, Iraq was Israel, but now they say it like it's a chutzlar.
Okay. Fine. Yud Beis. Mutter lahachrit v'Shabbos al aveda. You're allowed to announce on Shabbos that someone found an aveda fulu davar she'asal tatla, even something that's muktzah, you can't move it. The reason is because it's a mitzvah. Shabbos aveda is a mitzvah. If you look in the Magen Avraham, if you go on Chav Aleph, al aveda, al Shabbos aveda. Tell somebody that you know about it as a mitzvah of a nog actual hachris avedis akum b'Shabbos. They also machris even aved of a goy on Shabbos. Fendarka shalom v'leidan lahecher miza of a mokum shesh chashash sakana b'dav b'pshit d'shari. The sakana of the goyim get upset. They are not announcing their avedis only the Jewish avedis. It's definitely mutter to do it on Shabbos. Says the Ramah, Haga mutter lahatir charmei tzibur b'Shabbos. If someone's in chayrim and the tzibur, it's mutter to be matir on Shabbos. Apish einu tzarech Shabbos, even though it's not necessary for Shabbos. Hayel v'hu yom knufi l'rabim. It's a time that people gather, and therefore you don't have it during the week. In the olden days, you didn't have the olam together during the week. You needed a tzibur, so therefore you matir it on Shabbos. Hava k'itzkei rabim. We had before the shari the darabim. We had before the itzkei rabim is mutter on Shabbos. So here charmei tzibur also is mutter. Aval ei machrimim b'Shabbos. He medavar shul tzarech Shabbos. You're not allowed to put someone in chayrim on Shabbos, only if it is tzarech Shabbos. And the Spiro speaks out, even if it's tzarech Shabbos, the mice we don't do it today because we don't want to cause anybody pain on Shabbos. I'm not going to go through all the Magen Avrahams here. If someone has a chance to see them, they can see them. It's not really in the gate today because today there is no chayrim. No such thing as charomim today. No one can put anybody chayrim today.
You can. I'm sure there are some rabbanon who would beg to
defer.
Yeah.
Okay, but don't worry about it.
Yeah.
You can't put anybody chayrim. There's no such thing as charmei tzibur today. And even though they put someone in chayrim, it's not really a chayrim.
But I hear this case. I hear a case.
Your case? Okay, don't worry about it.
Yeah, one of the rabbis that put in the chayrim.
Don't worry about it.
Why is that not allowed anymore?
Today there's no because it has to be a unified force. Today it's everybody go best. There's no charam today. No one can put anybody else in chayrim today.
Like even the basement.
Even the Bezdin can't put anybody in chayrim today. There's no taikif for Bezdin really today. In the gay charama, because the paskin and din is a taikif.
Which is also...
No, but they have these things about, that you don't give them aliyahs, don't give them a lekin and a shul, stuff like that. But it's not a real chayrim.
It doesn't affect, right. It doesn't affect. So if Bezdin puts someone in chayrim, so this Bezdin, let's say, puts someone in chayrim, you have a right to give them an aliyah in the shul if you want. Maybe those people who are part of that Bezdin won't give an aliyah because... But there used to be a chayrim was a chayrim in Gans Klal Yisrael, and this person was also to give an aliyah in the shul.
Right.
Today it doesn't have an effect. Today if Bezdin puts someone in chayrim, you're allowed to give an aliyah in your shul if you want.
Why would they?
There's no charam today. There's no taikif of Bezdin today.
But why?
Why isn't it? Because we lost it. Bezdin doesn't have koyach anymore today. When it stopped, I don't know. I'm not sure. I'm not sure when it stopped.
Because his story like 200, 300 years ago used
then
to
it could be.
Yeah, Spinoza, was...
there was Bezdin had taikif in those days.
Yeah.
So if the Beis Din of a city says, and I knew of a case where there was someone in Montreal, he wouldn't give a get to his wife. And they placed him in chayrim, and there were posters all over the place. He can't get an aliyah, he can't...
It's not a real chayrim.
Really?
It's not a real chayrim.
Well, maybe he didn't know that there was no such thing as a chayrim. So he tripped up,
No, it's not up to him, it's up to the
Rabbi
rabbi in the shul.
Well, he actually doesn't know won't hurt him. If he thinks he's in chayrim, he's in chayrim.
He paid his membership, it's fine.
Maybe Kedai to give an aliyah. If they were right, they should have given a get. It's Kedai to listen, and to force the guy to give him to give a get. But it doesn't have a taikif of a chayrim. Chesifyot Gimel. Lahachris b'Shabbos al karka nimker to be machris on Shabbos. Someone selling a karka. Shakom mishesh le'diskos olav yava v'yagid. Anybody that feels that he owns that karka should come and
claim it.
And claim it. V'mlav yeva tzechusay. Also, you're not allowed to do that. Even though the only time you have the tzibur together is on Shabbos, and the only time you can really make that announcement is on Shabbos, still we're not matter to do it on Shabbos. Hagah v'chein also lahachris yayim b'Shabbos. You can't announce that this person has wine, and you go buy wine because all these things have a din like mekach or memkach. If you look in the Magen Avraham Chav Zayin, ha'achris yayin levush kosav v'lev isi noegim kain. By me, they're not knowing that way. They do call out that someone's selling wine. Shabachol ha'makomes machrizin. Afilu b'schum mekach. They even say this person is selling wine for $10 a gallon, whatever it was. Ve'efshel the chashvinu le'chefse shemayim l'tzorech chiddush ad kam l'shoynoi. The Levush want to be melamed schus on them. So how were they allowed to do it? So we held it was the tzorech mitzvah because people needed wine for kiddush. If you don't have wine for kiddush, you can't make kiddush. So therefore he held it was the tzorech mitzvah, and tzorech mitzvah you're allowed to be machriz on Shabbos. Well, why isn't it a heter? Because you can't say schum mekach. Schum mekach, we said before, is also. You're not allowed to say how much you're charging for it.
Maybe you can say like he's selling wine for cheap.
Yeah, you can say he's selling wine, but not how much you're selling it for.
Can you say for cheap? Like cheap?
Not sure if it's cheap. Because
you're not giving a schum. You're not giving a schum.
Okay. Could be you could say those words, I don't know.
So I understand, they're making an announcement that on Shabbos that
someone has wine. It wasn't in those days. Not everyone had. You couldn't always buy wine.
So
they made an announcement on Shabbos. This guy has wine to sell.
On Shabbos.
On Shabbos, they made the announcement.
No, but he's selling it on Shabbos.
No, they're buying it on Shabbos.
Go take it. And
So it's
just an announcement, right? It's just an announcement. This is a very common thing that happens to me. People don't realize it. When they say to somebody, there's a sale in a certain store, right?
Right.
That's also the same on Shabbos.
Right.
That's this halacha. And no one's machos in the shul, but people amongst themselves constantly are saying it, right?
Right.
So it's a big sale in this store.
Stock tips,
Stock tips, yeah. These things are also speaking about Shabbos.
There's whole shuls. That's all they talk about.
These things are awesome.
Right, but you could say, for example, if there's a safer you want and it's available at this store, presumably that's
safer maybe tzorech mitzvah.
Right.
Yeah.
No, we can't because you're not going to go get it on Shabbos.
So what?
And the store's closed on Shabbos
There's a
anyway.
great difference. It's v'daber dover. The only issue is v'daber dover.
Right.
You're not speaking about it on Shabbos, but the tzorech mitzvah you're not speaking about it on Shabbos.
Right.
What about
They can't say how much it costs.
Hold on, but isn't it tzorech mitzvah for Shabbos, not only tzorech mitzvah?
No,
okay.
You can't say how much it costs.
No, you would just say there's safer.
Yeah,
Safer's
you
available.
say this safer is available in the store. That the stores have it. That's mutter.
Right.
But to say that something else is available in the stores, that's the hachras. The hachras is something on Shabbos. The issue over here is not just because of being machras in the public. The issue over here is because you're telling them this person has this product to sell. You're not allowed to say it on Shabbos.
If you're sitting next to someone in shul and he's reading an interesting sefer, and you say to him, "Where'd you get that from?
Why
Where'd you buy
That
that?"
could be called tzorech mitzvah.
Yeah.
But then he says, "Oh, I got it at Israel's or something."
And it's sold at $25.
Can you say how much that cost? You can't say.
So that's a Mecca.
No, you should ask him why you're reading the sefer. Why
That's a Mecca.
You tell him it's a great
You should
time.
daven the shul.
Yeah, but that's not issue here.
No.
Don't tell me where we're going.
Tell him
The
you should
issue
daven
here,
in the
that's what I'm saying. The issue here is not the
Don't
achroza.
read the sefer in the shul. Daven.
The issue here is not because doing it in public. The issue here is because they're with the Mecca. Even a yachad, the same issue.
What about making announcements in shul about upcoming events that first of all I didn't think you were
Upcoming
allowed to
events usually
talk.
cost you.
Well,
Yeah.
some do, some don't.
Yeah.
Usually money.
But can you?
Yeah, that's not called a Mecca. Upcoming events is not.
But it is called planning for after Shabbos.
No, it's
isn't
not.
it?
I'm fine after Shabbos.
But if he says that the party is going to cost $10,
You have to admission fee. I don't think you say admission fee. A lot of these things are tzorech mitzvah. Tzorech mitzvah we had before. You're allowed to be machros on Shabbos. I'll give stock on Shabbos even. But I would say how much you're giving. It's stock on Shabbos. So if it's a parlor meeting or if it's an event and it costs money to get in and the money is going to tzedakah, then it could be its mutter.
What if it's not?
Then you can't say an amount.
You should go to the salary of the rabbi.
You can't say, that would be in the shal we had last week. If selling something that's not tangible is called a mechir or not. When you go to these events, what are you selling?
No.
Selling a seat? What are you selling exactly? You shouldn't say amounts. You should not say amounts. So the Levush says that the machris yayin may be mutter because it's chefse shemayim. But he said the famous Ksafti Siv Gimel Ein Zeheter because it can't say it's Chomekach. Ubiyam Shashlema Perakei the Beyasir and Ches Kosav Yakris Kodim Baruch V'Mshokach Ad Acha Baruch Lo Yaskis Chomekach. Do before Baruch before the Mikabel Shabbos. And if you forgot to do it before the Mikabel Shabbos, then don't say it's Chomekach. Maril Kosav Dafil Edia Mihu Amecher Aser. The Maril says you now that I announce it, you can't even say just who's selling it. But nearly, why does the Maril say that for? Even the Bimkoimo Yeshchiach Yayin Tuva, there was plenty of people had wine. They have a Tzarech Mitzvah. It's not called a Tzarech Mitzvah. Why? Because everyone knew where you could buy wine from other places. V'shar mashkin pshita the aser. Every other mashkin is definitely mutter because it's aser because there's no tzarech mitzvah over there. So only to a machritz yayin maybe is mutter. Everything else is aser. Kesif Yudalad.
What about whiskey for Shabbos? You know, Oleg Shabbos to Oleg Shabbos.
Only the single malt.
Huh?
That's what mitzvah maybe.
So
So we had before. What's called tzarech mitzvah for Shabbos? Oleg Shabbos, the food for Shabbos.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, because how far you take it.
Well, that's what I'm asking.
Yeah, because how far you take it. But today the Shabbos aren't really gay. The gay if you bought something that you can't find. You mentioned to somebody in Shabbos, that's what it's negated. The food products is not the.
I mean, some people, the biggest thrill they have is to get something at a good price, right? I mean, that's the big
I think it's only Shabbos.
So they tell as many people as they can, right?
Good is the same thing as a good business. You
No,
know?
but the truth is, we'll see in Shin Zion, I think we'll see later on, that you're allowed to tell somebody what you bought and how much you paid for it. You could. If you're not telling him because that he should buy it. But if you're allowed to tell somebody, you're not allowed to say, I want to buy a car, let's say, and how much does it cost? But you're allowed to say, I bought a car and I paid this much for it. Yeah, and I got him to see. That you're allowed to say. We'll see later on. You're allowed to say that you bought something and how much you paid for it. That's not Mekach HaMemra, it's already done. You're not allowed to say, I want to buy something and how much I'm willing to pay for it. That's Mekach HaMemra. So if someone is telling somebody and he bought something, he's telling it for the reason for himself, for the thrill that he got it for a cheap price, maybe it's Takamutter. That guy is listening, so he wants to go ahead and buy it also. I don't know if that's also that.
So with the yain, so the same way you said with the yain, the guy can go up and say, there's a set of wine, I bought it for...
Well, the question is why he's saying it. So the question is why he's saying it. If he's saying it...
for people to know, there's wine in town, I went on Friday and I bought it for...
That's la'achris. That's la'achris.
No, but he actually could say amount, and I bought it for $5.
Yeah, but he's saying it to other people should go ahead and buy it. That's la'achris.
Right.
Then you should not say the money.
No one's interested in buying it, saying because you want to show you got a bargain. That's mutter. In a case where you're doing both,
right,
where you have the thrill of telling people you had the bargain,
right,
and also everyone who's going to hear will be able to go ahead and buy it, and we'll see next week if it's mutter or not.
Right. Okay.
Or if you know the guy already bought it, the higher
don't
price,
talk in the shul.
Yeah, you have a bigger thrill than buying it.
That you cannot do because that's our.
If somebody else.
Yeah, then you cannot do that.
Yeah.
You see? If he bought for $10 and you are machrizing that you bought it for $5, now you made tsar for a person on Shabbos. He said, wow, I bought it for $10.
Yeah.
The guy screwed me up.
Okay, $60. Misha Shalchaloi, someone who was sent to him, Shaitziu Bitoy B'Shabbos, they took away his daughter, Lohitzia Mechlal Yisrael. Someone's daughter was captured, and they're going to be Moitzi Mechlal Yisrael. They're going to end up taking her to the Goyim, and they're going to convert her. Mitzvah Losam L'derech Ba'omav. It's a mitzvah. You should
go and save her.
He should go put his weight, his Ba'omav, his footsteps, to go save her. L'shtadl B'Hatzalasa. V'yeitzei Afilu Chutz L'Gimel Parsois. He's allowed to even go out of Gimel Parsois. We'll see in a second. That could be an Issa Deiraisa. If he doesn't want to, we force him. So if someone's child was taken, and the child, if he doesn't stop it now, he'll never see her again, and she'll end up becoming a goy, the law is you're allowed to be even Issa Deiraisa to save him.
What's the Havamina that you wouldn't be?
That's right. Yeah,
It's
what
a
would
Tolus
you say?
Nefashis.
Right.
What would be the Havamina?
It's not Pekuch Nefesh.
Why
Where is?
not?
Where
It's
is?
not Pekuch Nefesh. She'll live a fine life.
Huh?
She'll live a fine life.
How do you know?
How do you know?
No, we're talking about a case where she'll live a fine life. We're not worried about them killing her.
But pikuach nefesh is not his body, nefesh.
So who said?
He lost his nefesh.
So pikuach nefesh, the terminology we use, pikuach nefesh, really means pikuach guf. Right? You're saving the guf of a person. He's going to die. Who says that for pikuach nefesh, the soul of a person, you're allowed to go have a chel Shabbos? Where do you see that?
But isn't that more
than...
Who says?
Wouldn't you assume that
this is
a
the case, there's no
Avodah
physical...
It's a Avodah Zarah, like they're being converted to some...
and therefore what?
And therefore, doesn't that trump everything? Like isn't that one of the three klalim you're not supposed to...
What, did the person's be over by the Zarah?
Yeah, that when they're kidnapping the daughter to...
So you're not doing a very that someone else should do by the Zarah? Who says? It's Yad Vayava. Yad Vayava. If they want to make you do Avodah Zarah, it's Yad Vayava.
Right.
But if they want to make somebody else do Avodah Zarah, I'm going to be over the Raisa? Stop him? Who said that?
No, but if somebody kidnapped somebody's friend.
Let's see the Magen Avraham. It's very interesting, the Magen Avraham here. I'm not saying you're wrong. You see soon, you're allowed to do it.
Mm-hmm.
But not for the reason that you're saying, because the nefesh is better than the luf. We'll see, who says?
It says more than allowed. It says you have to.
Yeah, it says you have to, yeah. Pekuach nefesh, for sure you have to. Pekuach nefesh meaning the guf. For sure you have to. You have to save someone's life. Here, the guf is not in danger. It's only the nefesh in danger. So let's see the Magen Avraham here. A lot of interesting points over here. Kafkas mitzvah losa va'afagav the oimele the adam chatei b'shvosh riska chaverecha. There's a klal. You don't tell a person you do an aveira because to save somebody else from doing an aveira. But because of simulation dalat sivav shani hasem the posha b'masha hitbig pas betaner masheken kam. Over there is talking about simulation dalat. There's someone put on bread on Shabbos. Now, and he walks away. So if you leave it there, it's going to bake the bread. Right. The person's going to be over on the Sidaraisa. Right. What's the choice? You go ahead and you have to move the bread. Moving the bread on Shabbos is an Issa D'Rabbanan. And even a Shvacha Issa D'Rabbanan. V'dis a pas is not even such a chobot against Issa D'Rabbanan. So someone put bread on the taller on Shabbos, stuck it on, and he walks away. He's going to be over Issa D'Raisa if you leave it there to bake. As long as it doesn't bake, it's not over. But once it bakes, he's over Issa D'Raisa. So I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to take it down. Because I'm going to do an Issa D'Rabbanan to save him from an Issa D'Raisa. The halacha is you don't do that. You don't do even a small Issa to save somebody else from doing a major Issa. And then he says it's only when it's Pasha. When the person did a Peshia, he was a Pesheya, and he went ahead and he put it on the Tanur B'Shabbos, then you don't have to do it Issa Kal. But if, let's say the person did it by mistake, or he's forced to do it, and then you want to stop it, then we do say you're over an Issa Kal, that someone else should be over an Issa Chama. So that's why over here, even though this girl is being captured and should be over lots of Isurim, the klal should be, I'm not over any Isur in order to save somebody else from being over Isurim. Meaning, if you see somebody, you see somebody who's being over Isurim, their rises constantly, you can go ahead and stop the person from doing it by doing an Isur. The halacha is you don't do it. Even though you don't stop him, if he's a Pesheya, he's doing it on purpose, you don't stop him. Because you're not allowed to do any small Isur to save somebody else. Even a small Isur you're not allowed to do. We'll see, so in this Shiur is a big Shiur today, in the Kiruv world. Because in the Kiruv world they have the big machlokes. If you're allowed to invite somebody over to your house for a Suda, for Shabbos. Now you know for sure he's driving. You know he's going to open this at the rice when you invite him. So you're over the thing even. Right. But by him going ahead and coming to your Shabbos, they'll see what Shabbos is, and maybe he'll end up being a Karafim, and he'll be ashamed of Shabbos the rest of his life.
Maybe never.
Or maybe not. But it could be, your intention is that it should become a Shem Shabbos. So in the Kiruv world, they say, you're allowed to do it. Because he'll be Shem so many Shabboses in the future, therefore your Isser Kal of maybe being over the Fnei Iver, it trumps everything.
Also maybe driving is a Rabbi Rabbanan?
Maybe driving to
But
the
that's already
Rabbanan,
answered for
and
this
maybe he's going to
question.
drive anyway. Maybe not drive to your house, or drive to the game instead. They give it to him. But there's a lot of cholkim on it. They hold no.
No,
You can't be over even an Issur Kal.
No, but
The
it's
people
basically what
do-
you do is you just have to invite him, and if he to stay over, if he doesn't want to stay before Shabbos to come.
Yeah,
stay
so that's
over,
what I'm saying. These
like
are
that.
the
But that's already
these
answered.
are
for this
these are
question.
the ways of getting around it. And I'm not going to go into the whole
Yeah.
machlokes of what the nicer you could do, what you should do. But that's this machlokes over here. Here it's really an Issur Kal. You're being over. It may not be even Issur Kal, maybe Issur Chomer. The Fa'iver is a regular Issur Deraisa. So you're being over the Fa'iver. Why? So this person should keep Shabbos the rest of his life. Let's say you talk about Sliach and you Mekarev him and you Shemer Shabbos the rest of his life. So what are you doing? You have an Isla Fa'iver, so he should be Shemer Shabbos the rest of his life. He's a Pesheya. He knows. He knows. Oh, so it's a Shaila. It's called Tue Jul. That's also part of the Shaila. Right? That's also part of the Shaila. Maybe he doesn't know. But the tzad not to do it is because you can't be over in Issur Kal to save somebody else. Here, the only reason why you're allowed to go chase after this girl that's being captured is for one reason, because she is not a Pesheya. Let's say the case is not that she was captured. She's going, she wants to go, and she's offering that they're going to take her away, and they'll take her and then you won't see her again. The halacha is you're not allowed to stop it. If you have to evidence the device, you're not allowed to stop it. That's the Semicha from here. If she's a Pesheya, if she's willing to go on her own, and they're not forcing her, and that's how they're taking her without force, you're not allowed to be evidence of the Raisa.
Yeah, again, the question today would be, are these kids crochet?
Yeah, fine. I'm not getting involved in the whole big Shiur.
Right.
There's a lot of people that are matter it, and for different reasons. But if the person's a Pesheya, even though you've been over one Isser, you're not allowed to save their nefesh. So this is what you asked before, right? A person's you're saving a nefesh. Kuach nefesh, you're allowed to save a nefesh. Right? Being over one Isser, the Raisa, you're saving a whole nefesh. That's not so simple. That we say that.
So it's interesting that we call it Pikuach Nefesh.
Yes, it should be called Pikuach Guf.
Yeah.
The reason why it's called Pikuach Nefesh is because the whole Guf is only because of the Nefesh. If you have a Guf, then you're not. That's the Musar answer to why it's called Pikuach Nefesh. Because if you save someone's Guf and the person's not going to do anything good with it, then you're not saving anything. The whole reason why you're saving the Guf is because the way of doing things for the Nefesh. Okay, so let's see the next Magen Rav test. Chutz l'gimel pasois. Afilu l'mad amad havidei raisa. Even according to Mad Amad, it's a deraisa. Shari the legabi shalei tomir v'tavir kol yameha chil Shabbos. It b'negeya that she shouldn't be tomir, she shouldn't change her religion. V'tavir kol yameha chil Shabbos. Havazeh isur zuta. This is called a small isur. The mutev l'chal Shabbos echad kadesh tishmar Shabbosais harbe. It's good that you should be mechal one Shabbos in order for her to be mechal, to be mishamer a bunch of Shabbos. Let's say they want to force her to do one avera. This is the question you had before. Even if they're going to force her to be over the avodah zara, ein mechal l'leh Shabbos b'melacha deraisa. You're not mechal Shabbos. Why? Mechal Shabbos. Cover the avodah zara. This is be'ervin. Tav samach tesa b'chul nafei. Pirish Rashi, the Shabbos Chomer Me'avar Dezav and Tzarchim and Olei, but then you won't do it. There's that much cost with a more, the Ayim, the Simon Shin Chavches, Sif Yud, Vabach, Kosa, Dachem, Marek, Shecheshu, Sheyavkadu, Shetomer, Vasa, Mai, Sheretzim, La'ansa, Beinzu, Aveira, Chal Kach, the Oynis, Achamon, Patre. The Bach says the Chilik is over here, in Shin Chavches, we'll see that when we get to it, there it says you can't go ahead and save him. And there the reason is because they're going to force her to do an Aveira,
and leave her alone.
And no, but even if they're going to force her the whole time, she doesn't want to do it. They're not going to change her mind. So if she's being forced, she's potter. If you're scared they're going to convince her and change her mind, then you can't. Then you save her. But because then when she changes her mind, she's going to be over Yisurim. Is fine. So if you look at the Mishabur over here, I'm not going to go to the rest of the Magen Avraham. Yeah, look at the Mishnah Berurah Sif Katan and Vav. She'atziu bitoy. Orchid the Lusa Loket, you pick something that's usual. Vuadin Achar, even not your daughter. Chazam Ma'ir she'atziu ayidei ein Yehudi mibeisai ba'oynes. Alkeni tiru le'lasam l'derech ba'amach, natzila. The kaimel on them eine pesheya, chayiv lasas esura zuta, kadesh l'yasa chaveri esura rabba. Aval in pasha, she's doing it on purpose. Ein la la'aviyah la'chal l'shabbos avura. Then oimim la'adam chatoi, kadesh yischa chavarecha. V'dafke misa de'raisa, says the Magen of the Mishnah Berurah here, Issa d'Rabbanan, das al Rabba desh l'hakam la'avar kadeh la'tzila, even though she's doing it, she's a Pesheya. Even by a Pesheya. So that's the halacha here. That's the halacha. So if she's a Pesheya, you now be over in Issa de'raisa. If they're forcing her, you now be over in Issa de'raisa to save her. But if she's doing one Aveira, even though they're forcing her, then you got Mechal Shabbos for that one Aveira. Fine.